the stands. Pure coys, everybody raise your hands. Pure coys, pure coys, pure coys.
Hey there, Nige from Pure Coys. Please like, please subscribe. It does mean the world. And it gets me out there to the algorithm that might put me out to other Spurs fans that might or may not want to watch my content. I am so annoyed tonight. I know most of us Spurs fans are going to be feeling exactly the same at this precise moment. Where do we go from here? I mean, let's go through the basics. Brighton 3, Tottenham 2. Somehow, from being 2-0 up and in complete control at halftime, we have capitulated and lost the game 3-2. Now, listen, it's football. It happens, but it seems to happen more to us, right? It seems to happen to us on a regular occurrence, all the time. I don't see it happening to Liverpool. I don't see it happening to Arsenal. I don't see it happening to Man City. I don't even see it happening to Villa or Newcastle. But I see it happening to Spurs, season in, season out. It doesn't seem to matter who we have in charge, who plays on the pitch. We always seem to have it in us just to capitulate and be absolutely bloody Spursy. And today was the perfect Spursy performance. First half, at times, breathtaking. Took Brighton to the sword. 2-0 up. Should have probably been 5 or 6-0 up. Let's face it. We could have been 3 up inside 5 minutes. If Werner knows how to pass the ball, listen, I'm not having a go at Werner, but I could have squared that ball to Johnson. It's not a difficult pass. It's not a difficult pass. We mess it up. Then Kulu comes inside, has a shot blocked, unlucky, but good chance. And then Maddison has another shot blocked, another good chance. We create so much in the first 5 minutes, could have been out of sight. As it is, Brighton had a couple of good chances. Yeah, sure. I say one good chance. They had one good chance where Welbeck should have scored. The header was a difficult header. He was unlucky. But Spurs should have been out of sight by halftime. Those 3 chances at the start of the game, we scored 2. And then right on halftime, Johnson should have scored. I'm not going to lay into him too much. He scored 6 and 6. Johnson's been fantastic as far as numbers goes. He's putting the numbers in. He looks confident in front of goal. That's why I was really surprised that he missed that chance right on halftime. And at 3-0, it's game over. It's game done. There's no way Brighton are coming back from that. I mean, okay, I'm a Spurs fan. I've seen it before. Man City at home in the cup, 3-0 up at halftime, and they're down to 10 men, and we still go on to lose the game. So we've seen it before, but I think if Spurs had gone in 3-0 up, the game would have been done. I said at halftime, the next goal is huge. Spurs get it, game over. But Brighton get it, and we've just seen Spurs so often, haven't we? Capitulate and just fall apart. And it's exactly what happened. Spurs fall asleep at the start of the second half. Brighton go through, cross in, both Van der Ven and Udogie miss it. Well, actually, both of them get a slight touch on the ball. Van der Ven's slight touch kind of takes it away from Udogie, who misclears the ball, and it falls straight to the Brighton attacker, who's gone out of my head at the moment, and the winger who just sticks it in the net, and it's 2-1. And as soon as that goal went in, my heart sank. I just knew what was coming. As a Spurs fan, I just knew what was coming. And Spurs, being the master of their own downfalls, just capitulated, and it was a terrible second half performance, which was so surprising because we played so well in the first half. But I want to talk about something. And for me, this is a trend that's happening too often. And yes, we won 5 in a row. We have won 5 in a row. That's a fact. We're talking facts here. Spurs have won 5 in a row. But let's look at those games. 3 of them are cup games against, without sounding rude, teams we should be beating, teams in different leagues than us. Coventry City in the FA Cup, which we somehow got past. We didn't deserve to win that game, but we did, and we got to give credit for that. We did win that game. Karabakh, we went down to 10 men. We won 3-0. On another day, it could have been 6-all. Let's face it, Karabakh had enough chances to win 2 games that night, and if they could still be there now and they still wouldn't hit the net, even with no one playing. They were that bad, but they had chances against us. And then, of course, Ferencváros in the UEFA Cup in midweek. Again, a game that could have gone either way, but we got the win. And let's forget about whether it could have gone either way, whether teams had chances. We won the game. So that's 3 games we won in the Cup, but all of them against inferior teams. Now, we had 1-2 in a row in the league as well, Brentford at home and then Manchester United away. But this is what I want to talk about, because I feel that our away games have literally mirrored each other in every sense, apart from the United game, and there's one big reason for that. So, our first away game against Leicester in the league, absolutely dominated first half. Dominated. Should have been out of sight by half time. We don't take our chances. Leicester come back. They get an equaliser. As soon as they score, Spurs pretty much fall apart, and we could actually have lost that game. But it's a game we should have won. By half time, we should have been on the coach, ready to go home. 3 points in our pockets, but we blew it. Newcastle away. Really good performance again. We have enough chances to win the game, or at least be a couple up by half time. Now, not all of them were clear-cut chances. Let's get this right. But we dominated the game enough and got into enough good positions where we should be getting chances and taking chances. Our final ball in that game was diabolical, and our decision-making was awful. But if we look at the game, we should have won that game. What happens? We concede. We don't win. Today, we dominated the game. First half, we absolutely dominated. We should have been, arguably, if we'd gone in 6-1 up, no one would have been surprised because we played that well. Yet we go in 2-0 up. We don't take all our chances. And in the second half, we capitulate. We get punished. We concede. And as soon as we concede one, we look all over the place. The only exception is the Manchester United game, where we dominate the first half. We absolutely dominate. We take one chance, but we miss 3 or 4 other gilt-edged chances to go 2-0 up, 3-0 up. And I said during that game in the commentary, United are going to get into this game and they are going to get chances. And that scares me because we're not taking ours. But then what happened, of course, Fernandes gets sent off. The game's pretty much done then. They're down to 10 men. We go on and win the game 3-0. And listen, let's not take nothing away. It's a great victory. But I just wonder in my head, if we'd gone in 1-0 up in that game and United still had 11 men on the pitch, would we be seeing the same kind of result as we've seen in our other away games, where we dominate in the first half, we don't take our chances, and the other team comes back second half? For me, it's a concern. I've got to be honest. For me, it's a concern. And we'll see what happens going forward. But this is a bit of a trend that I feel is happening to Spurs just lately, where we can only play well one half, and then the second half we get found out, especially away from home, if we don't take our chances. Basically, coming down to it, we are not clinical enough. We need to be more clinical. Now, Brennan Johnson has been fantastic. 6 and 6. Cannot argue with his form, but he has also missed chances. Let's not beat around the bush. He scored 6 and 6. He could have had 10 and 6. But I'm not getting on his back too much. You know, he scored for us. He's doing the business. He's getting his numbers. And he looks confident, which is great. My concern is with the whole team and how we can dominate games, especially away from home, and then concede a goal and totally lose our heads and fall apart. That, for me, is a real concern. The other thing is, this has been our worst start in the Premier League since 2008 under Juan de Ramos. Let that sink in. It's been our worst start in the Premier League since 2008. That's 16 years. It's a concern. It's a concern. That's all it is at the moment. It's just a concern. And, obviously we got to temper that by saying we have just won 5 in a row. So, okay, we've lost today, but it's not the fact we lost, it's the way we lost. And these away games are starting to concern me a little. But it is what it is. I just wanted to come on and share that with you, and just wondered if anyone else was feeling that way as well. Um, at home is not so bad. Listen, hey, we lost to Arsenal, but we beat Brentford comfortably. We beat Everton comfortably. We're going to win most of our home games. Let's not kid ourselves, especially against the lower sides. We are a little bit flat track bullies. We tend to beat the lower sides quite comfortably. The top 10 we struggle against, and there's no doubt about that. That's fact. It's on paper. The top 10 we struggle to beat. I think we are going to win a lot of home games. The away games is what's interesting for me. We've got to start taking our chances and start putting teams to bed when we're on top, and that's not scoring 2. That's if we're getting 4 or 5 good chances, and I mean good chances, we take all of them. Yeah, because at the back, if we concede 1, or as a team, if we concede 1, we're likely to fold and do what we've always done. Listen, it's a Spurs thing. I don't know why. It doesn't seem to matter who's in charge. It just feels a Tottenham thing. And that's a real concern for me. And it's a real disappointment. But it is what it is. We have lost tonight. We've lost 3-2. We sit down in 10th place, I think, 9th or 10th place. It's really disappointing. We could have been up into 6th with a win, and we should, at halftime, 2-0 up. We should be looking at 6th place and looking to really push on after the international break. We've now got a week or so off watching rubbish internationals, waiting to play West Ham. Suddenly, this West Ham game in a week or so is huge. It's a massive game now because we need to start winning again. And we'll see what happens. Obviously disappointed today. I just wanted to share that with you. The fact that the away form is really concerning, and the fact that we're dominating games, but then not taking our chances and getting punished every time is concerning. Like I said, the only one we haven't been punished in is Man United away, and that's because they were down to 10 men. Let's face it. There was a stage in that second half where United had a flurry of corners, were putting us under pressure. And I am concerned if they had 11 and it was only 1-0 still, we might have seen a different result. It is what it is. We didn't. And the game's done and we won 3-0, and it was a fantastic performance. But I do think it was masked by the sending off. And I know people will say, well, yeah, we were well on top before the sending off. Yes, we were. But if you look at every away game, we've been well on top in every away game in the first half, and then somehow managed to screw it up in the second half. Anyway, we will see. It is what it is. That's it from me. I will leave that with you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is the away form a concern for you? How would you change it? What would you do? Is it something we're just going to have to deal with? I've said at the start of the season that in the 38 games we play this season, it wouldn't surprise me if we win like 18, draw 3, and lose like 15 or 16 or 17. I don't know. I think we're going to win as many as we lose. Obviously we can't win 19, lose 19 now because we have drawn 1. But it wouldn't surprise me if we win 17, lose 17, and then draw the rest. That wouldn't surprise me at all, because I just think that's the kind of team we are. And that's why I've said I don't think we're going to win anything playing the football we play. Yes, it's going to be exciting. Yes, it's going to be fun to watch. At times, like today, really frustrating and really disappointing. At other times, like when we go away to Old Trafford and they go down to 10 men and we win 3-0, or when we smash Everton at home 4-0, it's going to be exciting. But is that what we want? Or do we want to win things? It's a difficult one. I think this season's just going to be one we're just going to have to get through. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some. It's going to be frustrating at times. It's going to be exhilarating at times. It's going to be fantastic to watch at times, and sometimes you're going to be watching from behind a pillow. But I'll leave it there. It is what it is. We move on. Have a great international break. I will be on Beyond the Lane on Tuesday evening with Dan from the Spurs Danalist. and our special guest, Brian Daigle. Please join us for that. It'd be great to see you there. And please, before I go, please like and please subscribe. It really does mean a lot. But I will be out of here for now. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay Spurs.